Hey everybody, happy Septuagesima. We are in, I hope I'm saying that right, but we are in pre-Lent. And so like today's video title says, we are going to talk about preparing our hearts for Lent. We have 2.5 weeks until Ash Wednesday, and the church in her wisdom has given us this time of preparation so that we can enter into the 40 days of Lent really prepared for all of the amazing grace that is available to us as we work to sanctify ourselves, to mortify ourselves, so that we can become the people, the souls that God has intended for us all along. Never waste a Lent. Every Lent, God just refines me. And it's not about just, giving up something so that in 40 days you can eat it again. It's really going deeper with how can I put in place spiritual practices that I want to continue for the rest of my life? How can I mortify myself so that this food or this substance that has a hold on me can be released forever? And whether you bring it back into your life or not, that hold, that bondage is gone. God wants to free us during Lent. And so this morning during prayer, I was thinking about what I'm going to do for Lent and talking with God about it. And he was really clear on some things he wanted me to do, but it was the format, like the title says, the format of how we approach this that I think is really powerful. So we know that the 3 ways we are in slavery is through the flesh, the world, and the devil. And so I wanted to talk about each one of those and encourage you as you prepare yourself for Lent, take these next 2.5 weeks to really start taking these 3 topics to the Lord and asking him, where in each of these areas are you still in bondage? So to start with the flesh, I think that's probably the easiest one for a lot of us, especially if you're like a sanguine like me and you just really love like warm, cozy drinks or nourishing food or being really cozy and comfortable. Mortification can be a bit tricky sometimes for those of us who really love and feel safe when we're comfortable. And so when I think about the flesh for me, it's like, where am I choosing comfort rather than Christ? And so where am I seeking pleasure? Where am I seeking in pleasure, like whether it's through your phone or through food or drink or talking with other people? Where am I getting that fulfillment when I should be getting that fulfillment from him? And this could be really simple things like, I'm sleeping too much and I'm going to start getting up at 5 a.m. every day during Lent so that I can mortify that desire to sleep and to have that like fully comfortable feeling of having like enough sleep. We know that Mother Mary, Jesus Christ himself, a lot of the saints woke up during the middle of the night. You know that like in the liturgy of the hours, the religious are getting up in the middle of the night to pray multiple times. And so this idea of sleep and getting a full night's rest, it's almost like unbiblical in a way. I just want to encourage you to consider that. And so if you're someone who just really likes to sleep in and like really loves that, then maybe that's the area that you can mortify during Lent. But really, like, you just need to take it to prayer. You know where you are turning to sensual vices rather than to the Lord. And then the second category that I think I want to talk about first is the devil. Now, I think that the devil, we know there's a battle on our families. We know the family is the last battlefield. And so when I think about the devil, I like to think about like the screw tape letters, which if you haven't read that, like that would be a great Lenten practice, is to take the screw tape letters to prayer and to really consider how the devil is working in your life. He's so very tricky and sneaky. And so when we consider relationships in reference to the devil, we know the devil it says something along the lines of anything but God, right? So we can look at relationships and it can kind of go one of 2 ways. We can either make an idol of our relationship, either our relationship with our spouse, our relationship with our children, our relationship with our friends, our relationship with, I don't know, anyone, fill in the blank, right? A relationship with a pet, ooh, that is an interesting place to take to. Even confession maybe, right? If you're, and then I have to wrap it up because my storage is gonna die. And then also to think on the other side, where am I selfish in my relationships? Where am I not being Christ-like in how I deal with my husband or my children or the outer world? Am I complaining a lot? Am I just like making it? Actually, I think the complaining fits into the worldliness. We'll talk about that in a minute too. Ultimately, I think that we have to take, when we think about where the devil has us in bondage, we need to look at our wounds and we need to look at our relationships. And then finally, when it comes to the world, this is a really interesting place and it's really going to be individual for everybody. But where are you still a worldling? Right? So you kind of have to juxtapose it to your pious self, your Christian self, your saint self. Where am I choosing the world instead of Christ? And so this is something I've really been taking to prayer. And so you kind of have to think about what is a worldling. If you're not focused on God and heaven and you're really focused on the world, what are you doing? Like you're either seeking after fame or money or wealth or pleasure. There's another one. You guys know the 4 pathways to hell. And so we got to think about, where is that still taking place? Where have I not surrendered? Where am I acting like a worldling? And so we want to look at, like, if we were on the outside and if someone could read our thoughts and our heart and our actions, could they see us as Christians in all manners of our life? Where are we not acting like a Christian? And this can be like really nefarious. Like I'm comparing myself with non-Catholics, right? Or I'm wanting my house to look a certain way because I want certain people to think a certain way. We want approval from others. We want to make sure that we are fashionable. We want to make sure our house looks like the person on Instagram. Whatever it is, like, where are you kind of people pleasing? That's not Christian, right? We want to be God-pleasing people. So anyway, I hope this little video just gave you some ideas on what to think about as we enter into this pre-season of Lent. If you are a traditional Catholic, you know that the priests are donning purple. We've let go of the Alleluia. We've let go of the Gloria, because we are already like preemptively walking into Lent, and it's such a beautiful season. I just celebrated my 1-year anniversary of fasting, which started on Ash Wednesday last year, and it's been life-changing. I have videos on my other channel, I think, about fasting. And this year, God has like really been working more around like my relationship with food and preparing food and being in the kitchen more, as well as how I use my time. That's been a really interesting conversation. And so just take it to prayer. I encourage you to journal. I encourage you to go to adoration, and just think, how does God want me to like level up my life this Lent as a Christian woman or man, if you're watching this, and how does that look? Like, what are those apples I keep taking into confession, and how can I twist that around? Or turn that around. And I will be posting this week a video about a full book review of the book Be Healed, because if you are struggling with certain sins, like, there's probably a deep wound there, and Lent is an amazing time to really work on having God heal you and moving forward in joy and peace, and letting go of all that yucky stuff, that ungodly self-reliance that the devil wants us to stay in. So with that, you guys, Pax Christi, if you are a woman and want to join my Facebook page, like, it's down below. Obviously, if you would like to support what I do here, if you want to like help me get off of Facebook and into Circle, then you can buy me a coffee. That link is down below as well. And really, you guys, I love each and every one of you. I pray for you all the time. Please comment down below. Share with me if you want to hear, or if you're in the Facebook group, we can talk about, this idea of, the flesh, the world, and the devil, and help parse this stuff out for the upcoming Lenten season. And with that, you guys, Pax Christi, bye.